Sounds like you've invested a lot of your personal time putting yourself in their shoes, making sure that you can provide the absolute best services for them. And I have heard, I don't work with realtors or real estate, but I do know that it has a high turnover and it is difficult for them. So it's wonderful to hear that you care enough about your clients and about the industry as a whole to be able to take the time to actually research that and figure out what needs to happen for them to be successful.
So just to touch on that a little bit more, in terms of why I'm working in real estate and how my story about trying to become a real estate agent ties in is one thing that really bothered me after I failed the test was the reason that I wanted to become a real estate agent is because I'm an entrepreneur. I was never a great tester, as a lot of entrepreneurs can probably attest to themselves. I can't just memorize an arbitrary system that someone gives to me. And so it was a little bit outdated to me that I was learning so much detail oriented information that every realtor that I spoke to said, you're not going to need to know this information. You're not. Most of the job is how can I help people? How can I get my name out there? How can I make sure that I'm looking after the clients? And that's the one thing that I did talk about a lot is your responsibility to look after the client. And that's what I liked. But the other stuff, it talks about roofing structures and this and that. You have home inspectors, you have mortgage brokers, they'll deal with all of that. You just don't need to know this stuff. Or even if you did need to know it, it's not as important as learning how to be successful in the industry. And it's just not as important as that stuff. And so that was one of the things that perplexed me as to how I didn't get my license. Because in my head, it's well, I think I'll be an excellent agent. And the fact that I didn't get a great mark on your test, something's fishy there. Something doesn't really work. And so that's what every real estate agent is up against. And that is that they're in a dated industry where they've spent so much time studying and becoming a real estate agent, but nobody talks about how you can make a successful career as a real estate agent. And it's a shame. And I don't really get it. But it is what it is. And every agent, I've never seen anything that it's so uniform what the challenge is. If you ask any real estate agent, what's the challenge? I don't know how to get leads. If I do get the leads, I don't know how to get qualified leads. And if I do get qualified leads, I don't know how to nurture them. How is nobody teaching this stuff? I don't know. It's crazy. And that was one of the biggest motivating factors for me to create the system that I have, is because I just don't think that the things that are problems to real estate agents should be the main problem. If you're willing to look after somebody and you're going to provide a great service, not being able to find people to provide good service for is not the reason that somebody shouldn't have a successful career.